and today I will be making a photo frame with real photos. So you may notice that these are already cut up, and I can explain. So one of the reasons for this channel is that I have a lot of project ideas that either never got past the initial idea in a notebook phase, or that were abandoned halfway, so they were already started and just kind of never got finished. This is one of those never got finished projects. So I've already cut up the flower petals, and here's a bunch more in this thing, from these templates. And these are templates you can probably just find online, or you can just freehand them if you have a particular flower shape you like. All the materials today will be from the photo class I took in undergrad. So this is the box that the photo paper came from. And these are basically considered scraps. A lot of my classmates just threw out their test strips. I'm a hoarder and I throw nothing away. And what a test strip is basically when you're doing film photography and you're making the prints on the photo paper, you have this big light machine, and each machine is a little different and can be a little finicky. So the first thing you do when you're doing a new print is to do a test strip. So you just rip a little piece of paper and you see at different intervals, usually about 10-second intervals, just to see how long you should have the light on when you do your final print. So you have like a really light gradient, so it's like at the start you have like it's really light and then it gets darker and darker, and so these are some of those test strips that I just cut up, and you know there's a lot of them, and these are actually the inside of the film canister, and I'll show you more of that in a minute. I just was going to use these to kind of have a little bit taller flower, so have little flowers in the back and have some that are a little bit further out, just to give the photo frame a little more depth. So this is how the film canister looks, and it just opens up like that. And so when it's a new piece of film, this is like still attached, and you just pop it in to the camera, and this is where the film comes out. You pull it and hook it in. So this is already, used. So after you've completely taken all your photos for the film, it'll let you know how many you still have left. What you do is you go to a dark room. You have to do this completely in the dark. And it's really scary the first time, but as you get better, things go a little faster and it's a little easier. So you just pop off the one end, and then you take the film out, and then you just leave these on the side, and you just pull out the film until you get the end, and you wrap it on this other spindle that you use in this canister where you put the chemicals you need to create the film. So this is how film that isn't developed looks like. It's kind of more of a gray. And so you just use scissors to cut off the end. So this is the little strip that's still attached to the part that rolls. And so I'm going to be, like I said, using these today to give a little bit more height to some of the flowers. And now that we've got the impromptu photo class out the way, these, like I said, are templates. You could probably find them online, or like I said, freehand them. And so these are already used. So I have a bunch of the flowers, and what I'm probably going to start off with is cutting out the frame first. So I have this ruler, it's like a T-square ruler, and I'm just going to cut out probably up to here. So what is this, like a 1/4 inch off the box. And I'll probably have to mark the corners first just to make sure I don't screw it up. You only get one shot at this. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back with the pencil. And so it'd be about here. And then we will just carefully use the box cutter. Very gently. And oh, so carefully. I'm not nervous at all. Okay. Now I have some lines. Hopefully I can just pop that out. Other parts look like they need a little more persuasion. So I'll be back. And there we go. After a little persuasion, comes clean out. Dust that off a bit. So here's our basic photo frame. And so, like I said, just going to be putting little flowers around the edge. Okay, so the first step in making the flowers is to plug in the hot glue gun. So that could be heating up while you start cutting the flowers. So I already have the basic shape. And so what you want to do is cut just a little bit, maybe like a 1/4 inch, since this one's a bigger one, up the thing. So it's like at the bottom. And then you're just gonna kind of tuck it under and hot glue on the bottom part. So you can cross it either way. Yeah, it just feels more natural for me to do it that way. And so on the smaller one, it's about the same depth, really. And so I was like, just to get that kind of nice petal shape. And it smells like the hot glue's ready. So let me test it out. So like I said, you just put a dab of hot glue. And, okay, it's not ready. It smells ready, but apparently not. Anyway, on the smaller ones, you might not want to cut as far in. But you can, especially if you're just using regular paper, I have to be more delicate because these are the only ones I have. But yeah, basically just get that kind of shape. And so we wait for the hot glue. Okay, that should be hot enough this time. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So just a quick dab on the underside. And then you just hold it, careful not to burn yourself. And that should be about dry. Yeah, so that holds that kind of concave shape. And so you just do that for all your petals. And so, I mean, I did one of each size, but typically I would normally do like all the big ones first and then do the inside ones. Okay. And the smaller they are, the easier it is to burn yourself. and to over glue like I just did. So just be very careful with the smaller you get. And this is another reason why this is a not children specified channel. Come on, stay glued. I feel like the little ones you have to hold longer too, or maybe it's because I put too much glue, so it's taking longer to dry. Okay, there we go. Okay, and so we just do this a bunch more times. Okay, now that we have some of our petals finished, we can start putting them together. So you just kind of go around in a circle. So I did 5 petals for each. Just normal flower. So just kind of work your way around. You may use more or less, depending. Just kind of glue them at the edge. And careful not to burn yourself, like I just did there. So there's one flower, and so I'm just going to be making a whole bunch more of these. So see you then. there's our photo frame. So the scraps turned into petals, turned into flowers, and then were arranged around the frame just so. And there we have it. So see you next time. Bye.